Hey, what's up, guys? It's been a week. I really don't wait that long to post videos, but I've been busy with music and just in general, just relaxing a bit. So it's time to get back to work. Okay, so today I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to make the Alesso Cool lead. This is the lead you hear in the song. I'm gonna be teaching you how to make the first initial sound, which is the very just thinnish saw, and then we're gonna utilize the solo function, or we can automate volume to insert part B in silent one, which will be the super saw or the saws on the sides. Okay, so let's get to it. So this one's gonna be actually very, very, very simple to do. If you guys haven't noticed, there's sort of like a phase in EDM going where the sounds aren't really that complicated. And this one isn't even that complicated. It's only just one saw voice with a distortion of decimate, which is gonna give it a little bit of more of an alive feeling. Decimates tend to the decimate distortion tends to lower the bit rate of the sound, so they help in creating really nice sounding plucks if you were to have like an envelope, but don't worry about that today. So this is how it's gonna sound like. And once we remove the solo off, okay, so let's get to it. I'll explain what the solo does in silent one and we'll get straight to it. You can download this preset off the evilsounds.com website as always, guys. If you guys want to hear this tutorial in Spanish, I would have put this in the intro. You guys can go check it out on the Evolution of Sound YouTube page, which I'm hoping to put English stuff soon. All right, so in oscillator A1, we have a saw with the face at around 66 degrees. The face is just the starting point of a sound. So in essence, if we have a wavetable that looks like this and our face is here, we can move the face and our wavetable won't move at all, but the face will decide where our starting point is. So whenever we press a note, that's where it's going to start in the wavetable. As you can see, there's sections to it. So if we start here or we can start here, that's pretty much all it is. And you can do a lot of cool stuff with the phase, especially when you're using other types of synthesis like the wavetable kind. However, here we're just doing simple synthesis. There's not much dabbling with the wavetables besides the distortion. Okay, so we're gonna leave retrig on. Again, retrig just makes it so that the phase returns back to its starting point instead of it keeps going, because wavetables are pretty much going to be traveling, and you should think about it as if you're in the hospital and someone just is on there. It's like and you can see that thing is still moving forward and it keeps moving forward. The wavetables are the same, they just keep moving forward and looping. What the recheck does, however, is if we start here and then we stop here and then we press a key really fast, it will make it return back here instead of letting it keep going. In essence, what that creates is a sound that it's very more in your face and it's a little bit more mono-ish. It gives the impression of that. Okay, amp envelope A will be left like that by default. However, if you guys choose to add more to this, because that's pretty much it for the first part of the sound, what you guys can do is you can add some white noise to kind of fill it up more, and you guys can just have like one voice and maybe like just have it be playing like a little bit of volume. Be careful with it. It adds a lot of like missing frequencies in the high end, so that's what the white noise would do if you wanted it to have there. The reason I didn't put it for you guys is because I'm assuming that you guys know how to produce a bit, and know that having white noise in a drop in the background will make like lift the track up and make it not sound so plain. Okay, so let's get to the fun stuff right now. We're gonna go to part B, and all we're gonna do here is we're gonna put a saw, which is there by default, with 8 voices and some detunement. Now this is just part B, and we're gonna solo it for the reason that we just want this to play, and then once that part reaches, we can take the solo off. And pretty much what we have here is just standard, amp envelope. We just increase the release on it because this has to have more of a reverbish type of sound. And what the release does, it gives it a tail so that it stays there longer and it has more of a mystical sound rather than being down here where it's like that and it goes away. Whenever I hear something mystical in my head, I picture something like floating in a way. So this is a way we would kind of get that, and that's with the release going up here. Okay, so once we have that, we're going to turn our distortion on. We're going to apply a decimate distortion, which again, I told you guys, it lowers the bit rate heavily in a certain way. So if I were to move this to the left too much, you can see the bit rates just go straight down. So we're going to reduce the bit rate a bit because I like the way that it kind of sounds, and it kind of gives the saw a little bit more life. So just an amount of 1.14, which you will see right here. Drawing width all the way up, and we're pretty much done there. Now the fun part comes in the LFOs. Now, one of the effects that this sound has, and this is the effect many people I think it's really cool, is that it sounds like the sound is alive, like it's trying to get away free. And whenever a note is hold it down more longer than the other ones, you just hear like it's like you know, like electricity. So the way we create that effect is either you can do it two different ways. They both give you a different sound, but the one way that I recommend you do it is to use a phase. So in LFO 2, what I did is I put LFO phase A only. We put only part A because in the song, the only thing that's doing that effect is this sound, not this. So we want to just keep it on this side. So we just put phase A, which is part A only. Now we have a value here set to 3.52, and I have the rate all the way down on it, and we have the gain all the way up. The trick to this effect is that we're going to apply now an envelope to our LFO2 rate or our LFO2 gain. And then what we're going to do is increase it and it's going to have a really high attack. Now in the future, I'm trying to make a video that's going to teach you guys ADSR in real life situations. So what I mean by that is that we're going to explain ADSR and apply it to real life situations. Like maybe you're driving a car and your attack is how fast you reach the max speed limit. And then your release is how long it takes you to brake, blah, blah. You know, I feel like a lot of people still don't understand ADSR that well. But the way we're using it here is we're applying the LFO2 rate to our LFO, you know, our envelope 2 to our LFO rate 2 here. And if you guys know, we have it down. So the attack is really high. So what's going to happen is this value is going to take a while to get there. So it's like you turning a knob. The attack is going to decide how fast you turn it to the max output or to wherever you want to get it to. So what we do here is we put a high attack, and then we put a lot of value here in the black knob, which is going to decide how much it's going to get inputted to. So what's the stopping point? So the reason we have our decay, sustain, and release down all the way and we don't have it up is because this has to be an effect where it doesn't keep going, because if it keeps going, it's going to start sounding really, really bad. Okay, so now the trick to this is to get the right attack and get the right value here. So if we hear it right now, you know, let's say that you like that, but you want it more drastic, then you would have to move the black knob way more up. And now we lower the attack. So you can see that if I keep lowering the attack more, it's going to get there faster. In essence, you're going to hear the effect you want. So this is what you guys are going to use to control that effect. Now, the last thing to do to the sound before it's completed is we're going to apply an LFO to the pitch A only, which is going to be the A, pitch A here, which is just going to be that sound. And what we're going to do is we're going to apply a rate of 1/8T. And you can go up to 132 if you desire. We're going to put the gain at 1.14. We're going to put the black knob at 0.29. What this is going to do is just going to, again, give the sound movement. And what the LFO2 is doing, it's also giving it movement. But that's when you hold down the note longer than the other notes. And that's how you get that effect. Now, yeah, you can automate this effect yourself. But if you want to save time and if you can get the right parameters like I showed you, then there is no reason to do that. Okay, and finally, at the very top here, you see we have it soloed. What solo means is that in Silent 1 is that if I have it soloed, only part A will be playing throughout the thing. And then if I unsolo it, then part B is allowed to play. But if I'm on part B and the solo is on, then only part B can play and vice versa. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's the sound of Alesso's Cool. Using one silent only, you'll just have to process it properly and you should be fine and on your way. If you guys want to add reverb and delay through Silent 1, then be my guest. I feel like there's better reverb and delays out there. So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. And again, don't forget to support, subscribe, hit the like button, follow me on Facebook, and I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you enjoy the sound and be on the lookout for some new videos this week.